Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel, and welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we break down psychological, emotional, and coaching related topics, and we've got over 420 or so audios from a variety of topics, and we try to update almost every day on topics for your listening pleasure. Hopefully, there's something that can be helpful to you if you are looking for a life, business, relationship, or creativity entertainment coach. Please feel free to reach out. There's two ways to do that. The first way is through Twitter at PO Perception. The second way is through the About Me section of this page right here. There's a website on it. You can go there and get more information about me and my work. And so hopefully that's helpful. Today's audio is going to be about things that can make you more depressed or can make you depressed in general. So, depression is one of those things that'll kick you in the tail every time, but the fixation on negative emotional states or things that cause you to be in a negative emotional state can ultimately lead you to become more depressed. And the more someone fixates on negative emotional state, the more likely they are to change both the brain chemistry, meaning the chemicals in the brain, and the neural pathways in the brain. In other words, the route to get to that negative space becomes narrower, which means it happens quicker. And so we're going to run through about half a dozen of those. The first one is perfectionism. So look, nothing is perfect, but can be perfect for you, meaning universal perfection doesn't exist because your version of perfect, my version of perfect, your neighbor's version of perfect, your partner's version of perfect, your boss's version of perfect, and Bill Gates' version of perfect, they're all going to be different. So trying to find a universally perfect way to do any one thing is a fool's task because you're never going to get there. You're always going to wonder, did I do enough? Is it good enough? But at the same time, as long as you give something your best effort to the best of your ability in a given moment, and you've done what you can do, the alignment of the opportunity is perfect because you've done everything you can do with it. So reaching a personal level of perfection is possible, but at the same time, relax on yourself because it's not a competition, and the turning it into a competition leads to the second thing on our list, which is self doubt. And ultimately, self doubt is one of those defeatist mindsets that'll make you more depressed. The more you doubt yourself, the more you doubt your capability. The more you doubt your capability, the more you doubt that you'll ever be good enough at anything. When you have the mindset that you're not going to be good enough at anything, then you become lethargic and less likely to try or to put effort towards something. Because if you're not going to be good at anything, why do anything, right? And so that becomes a challenge in and of itself. The third thing on the list is micromanagement. Look, we all have certain things we want to turn out the right way. And having had many people that have worked for me as independent contractors over the years, I am a super laid back, I guess you'd say boss. I tend to call it team leader because I don't boss anybody around, or at least I try not to. Um, and so I'm a super laid back team lead, and I do the least amount of micromanaging possible because I realize the more micromanaged a person is, the less creative they'll feel. The less creative they feel, the less inspired they'll feel. The less inspired they are, the longer it'll take them to get things done. So I give bare minimum instructions unless they need clarification, and then I trust in their ability to do what I've asked them to do. Always knowing that they can come back and ask for clarification as needed, but the beginning of building good working relationships or even good friendships or personal relationships is trusting in a person's ability to do what they're asked. If you have difficulty in that trust area, you've either got to look at yourself and say, why can't I trust? Or you've got to look at the relationship and say, is this someone I can trust with this thing or that thing? If everyone or almost everyone in your life is someone you don't feel you can trust, it's time to reevaluate your standards and and kind of relook at that concept overall. Much like self doubt, self criticism, the next thing on our list. Look, we all want to improve, and improvement is, and self improvement, personal development is something I'm super passionate about. But at the same time, you're not going to get to the perfect place in a day. So set small, realistic, and medium realistic goals for yourself, not large, all or nothing goals. When we set all or nothing goals, we're more likely to fall short because there's a much more narrow path of getting there. However, if you set daily or weekly or monthly goals that are attainable and you use the fulcrum of momentum to your advantage, you begin to understand the value of your own contributions, and then you see yourself as capable rather than incapable, which begins to heal some of that self doubt and self criticism. And the next thing is overthinking. Look, the reality of needing to make decisions is something we go through um, every day, almost all day. We have about 80,000 pieces of information we filter, and we choose to focus on what we need to focus on. Many of those things are decisions. Something like what to wear, unless you're going somewhere really important, really is rather inconsequential unless you're going to a big business meeting or a first date. Whereas something like, how fast to drive can have consequences because, well, if you're doing 100 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, a ticket's probably coming your way. So finding that balance of what to think about and what to focus on and what to be sensitive about versus what to just let go and be kind of more relaxed about, and overthinking the decisions you've made are all things that can set you off track. Now, it's not to say don't think about what you're doing, but give yourself permission that once you've made a decision, unless you get new information, there's no reason to second guess it. And in last place on this particular list is worry. Look, being concerned about the outcome of things is a natural human experience. Certainly, we worry because we don't want danger to happen to somebody. We worry because we want to end up happy and healthy. We worry for a variety of reasons. However, constant worry doesn't change things. Actions do, worry doesn't. In reality, you being in your head about this or that has no impact on what actually happens. And so when we get rid of the obsession with worry, we make life easier for everyone around us and for ourselves. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.